really annoyed me. But here's TANGTANG. Call Me Maybe.
He's still got one of the best songs in Pro League, at least.
I'm a big fan of Carly Rae Jepsen, man. I really like his song that just came out, or came out a little while ago. A lot of fun.
I really, 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 really like you.
I like you a lot too, Valdez. Every time that song
mate.
comes on, I think about you.
I was drinking a Bacchus.
You're fine, mate. But this guy's got a lot of work to do. He still hasn't found that win that he desires in Pro League. Maybe today's the day. Stats, not as strong as he used to be. Having a little bit of a downward turn, a little bit of a slump. Still a beast. Still 7-3.
Be careful with that word, Minglade. There are some people who really hate when people use the word slump. Although he is in like a 1-month slump, which is something you can say.
Let's call it a downturn. I don't know if that's even an appropriate term for it, but it's probably something you use in finance.
Well,
but today we're using it in Starcraft.
Yeah. For me, it's like ever since that group that he was in with Biel and Zest, and I think it was Maru, where he like got out in last place and got totally shreked.
Yeah.
He just hasn't looked like the same player to me. He was super stressed in that entire group, and then now, ever since then, something's been going on. He's going to be looking to turn it around now against TANGTANG here in game number 2 on Vaani Research Station. Let's jump into that right now. Up here in the north, in the purple, it is TANGTANG from Prime. What's up, man?
Down here in the south, I'll tell you what's up. We got the KT Protoss Stats up against his blacksmith opponent, TANGTANG. When he hits the anvil, it goes tang, tang, tang. Thank you, Twitter. Thank you so much.
Funny.
Wow. Let's see what TANGTANG has planned. Yeah, I still feel like this kid, he's still pretty new to the scene. Oh, still pretty new to Pro League. Still looking to make his mark, so I'm sure he's got something really planned for Stats at this point.
Yeah, you know, just another PVT coming out here for the same teams, and a very different map, though. Well, actually, now that I say it, it's kind of similar, but it is very different at the same time. You do have that backdoor base, which is very droppable. You know, Koda's got that droppable main. A lot of harassment opportunity for the Terran, which we saw Yoda actually take, 0 time in doing, actually. It would have been interesting if he tried to play more of that, heavy harass, kind of Maru Dream style, where they really get on top of us, really force him to make the move, split up his army, try to find more damage before he went for that attack.
I definitely think the way Zest went about his build was stylistically against someone like Yoda, who will go CC first, who will not go for that kind of aggression. I'm sure he's going to play a lot different if he played up against Maru. He'd probably stay at 2 base a lot longer and absorb everything that Maru had to throw at him.
Well, Stats, he's got that pylon down the edge of his base. We oftentimes see a Stargate go down there. Pretty popular build for this map for the Protoss. They can either go Phoenixes and just shut down the drop potential of the Terran, or they can go Oracle and maybe eventually into Phoenix. We see that from time to time as well.
Yeah, we do see a lot of Phoenix on this map, specifically from Classic, but I wouldn't be surprised if Stats busted it out as well. It is such a great defensive style, and I think against a player probably a little bit easier than the likes you'd find in any other team. Phoenix Colossus would shut him down in a big way.
No.
It's a mean thing to say, Valdez, but,
Well, it's honest, which is what you got to do when you're a caster. You can't beat around the bush.
Well, it's never over till it's over. There's always danger in StarCraft. The best of one can go any way.
It's true.
Build order wins are our thing as well. And starting things off, that Reaper and the Reactor and a CC behind it.
Yeah, very standard. Good for the map. You got a very wide cliff here for the Reaper to jump up. A lot of support coming out, decently late, forcing some of these probes to be pulled. No kills, though.
Yeah, good micro from Stats. Looking on point with that. And it's pretty much a greedy opening from both, which isn't really a surprise in the map with the in-base natural like that.
So just going to be waiting for these guys to power up their bases for now. You know, no real sign of what these guys are going to be doing. We do see TANGTANG, though, going into some tech pretty fast. Not a lot of barracks coming out, going into factory. Maybe going to be looking for Widow Mines. It's pretty good for the map, going for some kind of drop.
Yeah, I do like seeing Widow Mine drops in this map. And look at that Stargate out already. I wonder if it is going to be that Oracle, or will we see a Phoenix? Based on the position of it, I'm going to say Oracle, because it kind of looks like he wants to get to the other side of the map pretty quickly.
Yeah, and the other thing about that as well is that it's just a bit more hidden from this Reaper. Like, if you put it up there on the edge, by the way, this Reaper is going to get a kill, but it will pay for it with its life, and it is not going to scout the Stargate. But yeah, if the Reaper just jumps up the cliff and it's right there by that earlier pylon like I was talking about, then you get the easy scout, whereas with this, TANGTANG still is not really going to know what's going on.
He's made a lot of Marines, though, so if he had the idea that it might be coming, he should be okay. But it's going to be entirely where his army is at that point, as that Oracle is in the making. But we do see also a Widow Mine heading towards the natural, so he will have a little bit of a surprise defense just in case.
Ooh. I like it. This is one way to, you know, if you just have a good defense and you kind of read the fact that the Protoss is going Oracle or some kind of Stargate tech, you can just shut it down very heavily with something like this.
Now, I wonder if Stats is the kind of player that's going to actually use the camera hotkeys to, you know, scroll around to the side of the command center as he flies in, gets an idea if it's there, because I think that'd be cool.
Well, Moonglade, if you want to watch, we do have first-person views here in the studio.
Yeah, if you guys are in Korea, you're missing out, because you should be down here looking at them.
Now,
well,
over there, all the way on the right side of the studio, very far away from us, though.
All right, let's keep an eye on it. Let's keep an eye on exactly what he does. I want to see if he does want to use the camera keys. Nope, he doesn't.
Nope.
Oh, he does. He does. He
nice.
did. He used it. He sees exactly where it is because he turned the camera.
Oh man, and this control is out of control.
There we go.
For real, like he is skirting right around the edges of this Widow Mine.
Yeah.
So close.
That is a beautiful thing. I'm so glad we actually looked at the first person for that, so I really wanted to know if that would be a thing.
Look at this, Widow Mine drop, going to try to do some equal damage, but loses the medevac.
TANGTANG in a bit of trouble right now. And now Observer about to pop out as well, so that Widow Mine will get shut down.
Yeah, man, TANGTANG's getting to work there in that blacksmith area. He's trying to fix the armor of Stats right now.
He's fixing the confidence armor of Stats, one tang at a time. Tang.
It's the best joke we've ever made.
Well, we didn't make it, man. We copied it from someone off Twitter.
We stole it.
It's perfect there. Perfect analogy right there. And look at this. We are seeing Phoenix being made.
Yeah. Always love that follow-up. Usually we see it delayed just slightly in order to get out some other buildings. I think we usually see like Forge and Twilight Council or even the Robotics Bay come out before you do start making those Phoenixes. Especially if you did shut down the first drop. I'm not sure if he really needs it this early. It's going to be good for that extra harass ability, and of course for shutting down the drops, but another drop isn't going to come here for a while.
Well, still not out of it yet is TANGTANG. I mean, one failed drop, not going to mean too much. Still working on that third command center. Still building up his army as well. Not too far, a little bit far behind in supply at this point, but it's not like we have seen Stats go for a third base just yet.
Yeah, I'm going to be delaying that as he gets his tech up.
Oh, reposition. Nice. Wasn't turning the camera that time there. So he shut down that, which is actually a really big thing for TANGTANG. Means he's got a little bit more space in the map, less scouting from the Oracle, and no more harassment.
We do have 4 Phoenixes out right now. The 5th one about to pop. Looks like he's going to get active with these. He'll probably just stop at 5 for a while here, unless he wants to go more heavily into that composition a little bit later on in the game. But for now, 5 is going to be a good number.
Yeah, we usually do see them stop around 5 Phoenix, actually. It seems to be the good number to shut down a single medivac drop without really taking any losses. And it's also enough to, in case it's in a 4 Widow Mine drop, you pick up 4 mines, you still have 1 left over to kill the mines.
Mm-hmm. And it's also pretty good for tanking against missile turrets. 5 is just a good round number for Phoenixes, to be honest.
Looks like TANGTANG might be taking a little bit more damage here with the SCVs. But at least he gets to kind of reveal the fact that Phoenix are on the map. He's like, okay, I have to be a little bit more careful of how I move my army about. He cannot be too aggressive with these drops.
Yeah. Looks like TANGTANG's going to take the option of going for a second star pro pretty early. Maybe get out a very heavy number of Vikings to deal with a lot of these Phoenixes. You have the first push coming in here from TANGTANG. Is going to snipe out a pylon. And Stats being pretty aggressive. He wants to take this fight. It's not a huge number of bio that's there right now.
Yeah, that's actually a dangerous amount to be kind of aggressive with. These Phoenix are coming back, and they're going to be shutting down these medivacs. There's no real escape from here, which is always the problem when you're fighting against this kind of composition.
Yeah. That's why I was scared for TANGTANG with this many Phoenixes out on the map. Second Colossus pops, and he's like, oh, I got to get out of here, but you can't against that many Phoenixes.
Yeah. Fortunate for him, there was no follow-up with those Phoenixes either. And we are seeing a pretty late second starport with regards to this. It's a little bit nerve-wrecking for TANGTANG right now. He needs these Vikings out ASAP before anything comes his way.
It's kind of weird. He was starting that second starport like a while back, but I think he just didn't put another SCV on it for a while. Maybe he forgot about it as he was pressuring, but maybe a bit of a mix-up there for TANGTANG. Stats going to be going into +1 air weapons and making more Phoenixes here, so we will see a big commitment to Phoenix Colossus in this game.
Probably has the idea that, yeah, a lot of Vikings will be in production soon, so you want enough to kind of buffer for him as well as be able to shut down anything he can on the map. Good, interesting scan. Gets rid of that observer.
Yeah, there's another one there, though, spotting the entire army. We'll see if he spots that one.
Not just yet by the looks of things. Now looks like Stats preparing to move across the map at least a little bit.
Yeah, maybe he feels like he's done enough damage over time here. He wants to move out before there's too many Vikings. As you know, with all those Phoenixes, he got into the main base and saw the transition like miles ahead.
Yeah.
So maybe he kind of like feels some kind of timing here against TANGTANG. Or maybe he's just doing a bit of pressure and not going to fully commit across the map.
We're actually seeing no more SCV production as well, mind you, from TANGTANG. He's kind of settled that the third base will be incredibly undersaturated for now, and he's just going to focus on the army. He wants to go for one big attack.
Kind of seems the name of the game, the strategy here for the Prime Terrans. We'll see if it works out a bit better for TANGTANG. He is going to pull the boys. Here we go again. Completely
all in here. Not a bad choice this time around. These Phoenix better be in position, because that's a pretty big army and a decent amount of Vikings.
Yeah. Big thing here is that there's only 3 Stalkers. 15 Zealots are out, but no charges yet. It's only halfway done, and it is not going to finish before this attack hits.
Oh, yeah, he'd really want that. Photonova charge active. A lot of damage on this factory, which is going to help out a little bit. You know, it's going to buffer for some hits. And look at that, 3 cannons as well, actually. It's pretty cool to see.
Here we go. SCV's coming in first. The big stem up, but a really nice time warp. The Vikings now coming in, targeting down those Colossi. Nice kiting back here from TANGTANG.
Oh, just not enough Vikings. They're all running out at this point, and now only Bio remain.
Well, there you go. Just all the Colossi surviving for way, way too long. Enough Phoenixes in the air to support, and everything is going to be shut down here for TANGTANG.
Yeah, completely absorbed once again. Maybe a little too forward with the Vikings, maybe not enough poking. Something we do see a lot often with a heavy Viking count against this kind of composition is you fly in, take a shot or two, try and whittle down the Phoenix count or try and hit a Colossus before you commit to a fight.
GG.
GG. There was also like 4 cannons in that third base waiting. Yeah. There was a lot of things that were going to go in Stats' favor.
And outside of that, just keep in mind the amount of damage that Stats was able to do early on in the game. Like, first it was the Oracle, then it was the Phoenixes, the failed drop. Like, nothing was going right in that game for TANGTANG. And even like the timing of when that third CC landed, as you said, not really getting that saturated. But, you know, Stats was getting his third base around the same time. Stats just... he owned that guy, man. Made it look easier. Easier than Zest, even.
Yeah, that was a really one-sided game. And it's good for Stats, considering how his confidence has been waning recently. You know, just not finding much success at all. Still one of the big hitters for KT and one of the big points getters, I guess. But
he's a point go-getter.
He goes and gets those points, man. I'm sure he really needed this win. He really needed it in a big way.
Kind of good for KT that they face Prime here in the middle, like before they leaked out too many games. I'm sure they're still hoping to make that playoffs, and they definitely could if they win the rest of their games. But guys, as is the way of Pro League, we are going to take a 3-minute break. We'll be right back.